Hey, this video contains spoilers for Where Shadows Lie, first book in the Last Gift series. You have been warned. Are you afraid of the dark? Good, because it's where shadows lie. Dun dun dun. Where Shadows Lie is the first book in the Last Gift series. I don't know what the first gift was, or the second, but I don't want any of them. As you'll see, they're just a whole lot of trouble. Just like every other self-pub I've covered and will cover on this channel, please send some love to the author, and give this book a chance. I will start bombarding you with the story shortly. Feel free to stop at any moment to go read Where Shadows Lie. I'm very curious to see opinions on this one. I believe there is much to discuss. Oh, and come back afterward, of course. I still need that watch time. Are we ready? Strap your seatbelts, kids. This one's gonna be a lot. Will is about to kill his king of a dad, but don't get your hopes up too quickly. Will's assassin allies fail miserably. The father essentially pulls an Uno reverse card and kills his own son. Yeah, I know. We're starting off strong. Meet Frederick, head of security, who finds Eleanor in the middle of the night to sneak her out of the palace. Now that Will's dead and she's heir, she might be in danger. So he takes her with him and hands her over to the rebellion. Interesting way of saving the princess. But I'm not mad. I'm just invested. Until this happens. Talon closed the distance between them and slammed his palm against the wall inches from the girl's head. All the blood drained from Eleanor's face as Talon leaned in to growl. You have no idea what you're talking about or what's going on. So why don't you shut your mouth before it gets us both killed? You've done enough damage today. Ew, 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 ew. Blech. This is the most anime thing I've ever read, and you managed to make it creepy and disgusting because we ain't in some cheesy slice of life anime. And hey, I could have given him a pass on this one if 2 pages later he did not slap her. Excuse you? We don't do that here. Now you're crossing the line. I'm sorry, but what was she supposed to do? Let her entire family die to protect a plan she didn't even know about? Dude, your plan failed because it was weak. Everything was utter crap. The plan? Crap. Its execution? Crap. The lack of plans B, C, and D? Crap. You? Big crap. Perhaps I should mention this line from later on. The desire to punch that self-righteous smirk off her face was almost overwhelming. Violent much? I don't care about your sorries and I love yous, Frederick Talon. Raise your hand again on anybody and I'll cut it off myself. Alright, didn't expect to lose my temper at 3 in the morning, but this man just had to, didn't he? Alright, hi, hello. I'm no longer possessed. We're cool, let's keep reading. Damon, new character unlocked. This man sold his soul when he made a deal with a dragon god, so now he can travel through planes and change his appearance at will. He even has a fancy magical voicemail. But alas, with cool stuff comes annoying responsibility. One dragon god asks Damon to kill the Silverin, Gabriel, a rebel. Another orders not to touch him. A bit of a problem there. To go after the Silverin or not to go after the Silverin, that is the question. Because each of the 5 dragon gods is a sort of patron to one noble family, and they made an accord to not attack each other. So Damon is trying to be smart about it, making Gabriel die either accidentally or by someone else's hands so that Damon technically follows all of his orders, even though they contradict each other. Good luck with that very situational plan. Our rebels get attacked and they all scatter. Gabe and Eleanor on one side, Faye and Frederick on the other. Can you smell the romances coming? Gabe and Faye are together, by the way. A bunch of back and forth happens here where the first group hides because you don't want to be seen with the kingdom's missing princess, and the other tries to find them. But here are some important points. Faye is for some reason tracked by a dude called Robin. Don't ask me why, she won't tell us. And Gabe wants to go to the palace and do a new assassination attempt. Yes, he wants to kill the king. Yes, on his own. Yes, this is perfectly logical after 5 of them failed. Eleanor isn't happy about it, so Gabe locks her up in a closet. Yeah, off to Narnia, princess. Well, that's after Gabe drags her to her own room in the palace and asks her to brew herself the very poison that he'll use to kill her parents. Wow, much evil. I like it. Eleanor escapes in her wheelchair. Right, I forgot to mention Eleanor has a sickness that makes her legs weak. Seeing all the running she does, I'm concerned. She somehow guesses that Gabe is about to poison the river and she saves her parents right before they drink from it. Gabe is imprisoned and this made me upset. upset. The queen can be spared, I guess, lifeless bystander she is, but the king? Let him die. Why are you trying to protect this tyrant? Cut off the harmful people in your life. You can't cut their heads off, so Daemon disguises himself as a guard and infiltrates the palace. He's like the Hoyd of this world, uber powerful, involved with gods, using lowly humans as pawns. But even though Hoyd can be creepy at times, Daemon is a different kind of creepy. She was dressed modestly this time, not that Daemon had complained while the girl paraded about in nothing but a thin silk robe as he tracked their actions tonight. Dude, she's a teenager, and you're like 500 years old? Chill. Anyway, Eleanor is officially named heir, and now she has to swim across the river to prove her worth to the gods. That's weird, but okay. Good luck, lady, with your weak legs and stuff. Can't believe they're putting her through that, despite her poor health. But we've already established her parents aren't exactly parents of the year. Speaking of them, I have to take back what I said about the queen earlier. She's not as passive as I thought. She's scheming. It's all unclear, and I still don't know why she let her husband take over the throne. This kingdom belonged to her, yet she named him king, and now he's being a dickhead. Blah blah blah, words and words. Oh, and we're back to Faye. She was kidnapped. Sweet. Phaedric saves her though, and once they're in some cave, she finally tells us her story. Because Gabe passed his exams at the academy they were in and she didn't, she got so upset that she told everything about the rebellion to that Robin guy, her teacher. She also told him about her gift. She can sense and absorb people's magic powers, which, you know, he was very happy to exploit. Have you noticed that every time a character gets themselves in trouble and create an indescribable mess around them is because they simply couldn't keep their mouth shut? Side note, I'm literally sitting here watching these characters tell each other things within lengthy paragraphs. I know that as the reader, this is for my sake, but the load of information in one conversation tends to be so heavy, I have trouble grasping most of it. Could not explain to you what rifting is, even though Daemon spends an entire chapter explaining it to one of his apprentices. Could not tell you precisely what's going on with the Sylvarin project or the True project or whatever, because Faye spews her entire life story in the span of 5 pages and she completely lost me. There are also repetitions where, for instance, character A explains something to character B and then the same piece of information is also explained later by character C to character D. Sure, character D needs to learn about said information, but we readers already know, so it becomes redundant. Jump into a new discovery. Gabriel is a well. Yes, you heard me. Okay, it means that if he doesn't get to use his magic he's not even aware of, by the way, and without Faye to drain him of it, that magic overflows. It's called oversaturation, and it can make you do some awful things. Look, we have the perfect example here. Gabe just made a guard go. That was entertaining. Words. North, an apprentice, disobeys Daemon by deciding to leave. Daemon is not happy about it. Apparently we're not allowed to quit. So he sends him and his baby dragon off to Mondaire, a most dangerous place. Daemon goes, he had a choice, and he chose poorly. Then in almost the same breath, he says, North might be the smartest one of the 3 of you. Daemon, you're old and tired. Go to bed. Okay, wait, I had to make sure, so I consulted my informant, native English speaker, to tell me whether I just misunderstood, and it looks like I did. My bad. Still, I repeat, Daemon, you're old and tired. Go to bed. What's this chapter anyway? If it was meant to show what oversaturation makes you do, which we already saw with Gabe anyway, then there was little need for the long explanations given prior to this. Show, don't tell, right? Or just tell, you do you. But there's hardly ever room for a show, another show, and a tell. Faye, Phaedric, and North meet up in Mondaire. Exciting! Although some scenes are too detailed, too long for what they offer. In fact, I stopped paying attention to the magic. I can't safely say this is some writing issue, it might just be me, but I couldn't grasp everything about the magic and its workings. Seems a bit convoluted to me. At last, and alas, we did it, guys. The one thing I was afraid would happen does happen. Romance. The way Eleanor and Gabriel were on one side and Faye and Phaedric on the other, I could sense this is where it was leading to. Each pair going enemies to lovers. What I didn't expect What I didn't expect was Faye and Frederick getting it on while on the back of a fucking dragon. I've read some smut before, but dude, this sure is some impromptu nastiness in the most uncommon place. That poor dragon. Could you not wait until you land at least? These horny mother... Toxic relationship, by the way. I'm unable to see anything cute or exciting about it. Damon enters Eleanor's room while she's asleep. Yeah, we can't catch a break. He was not going to touch a sleeping girl just because he wanted to feel the heat of her skin, nor was he going to stare at her for hours like a creep. Okay, Edward Cullen, listen here, buddy. This is called trespassing with a sprinkle of voyeurism. You are already a creep. What happened, dude? You had such potential and now I'm comparing you to a Twilight character. Look what you made me do. Anyway, the queen is working for a goddess and Damon wants to fight one. Yeah, don't ask me, I don't know anymore. Also, Paul is outraged because Eleanor acts stupid. Paul, just give up. It's okay. You're the only person with common sense around here. At this point, and I'm so sorry to say, reading this book became a chore. I started gradually pushing through it a while back and now I'm tired. I just want it to end. Too much aimless talking. I need you to go, go, go. Kill the damn king. End my misery. No need to deepen the characters or make them more believable and likable anymore. It is not working. In fact, I hate everybody. Damon, 500-year-old man, simping for a 19-year-old who also happens to have anger issues, but I guess we'll make exceptions for the princess. We won't harm her tonight. Tomorrow might be different. Go to therapy. Eleanor, damsel in distress, trying really hard to become a strong female lead, but failing miserably because she spends her time stupidly getting herself in trouble, then crying about it. Faye, acts super tough, thinks she's super cool, but all she is super annoying. Frederick, go to hell. Actually, don't. I'll probably end up there and I don't want to be your roommate. Gabe, stop growling. You're not sexy. Whatever Damon's apprentices are called, farewell. You guys disappeared, which is not surprising. I knew you were useless. King, one-dimensional piece of shit who steals from the poor, beats his wife, hits his daughter, and kills his son. Queen, whatever the is she doing in this story anyway? Robin, don't act like you're important. You're not. Paul, you're not the worst, but you clearly and conveniently serve no purpose, as we've seen. Princess got kidnapped way too many times on your watch. North, do you do anything else than guessing people's names? The Mondaire people, I'm sorry, but I can't differentiate y'all, let alone remember your names. The gods, they speak and act like a bunch of cringy Gen Zers. That was mean, I'm aware, but there's no taming the demon in me at this point. I keep saying this, but in my opinion, some entire chapters could have been cut. Why the detailed preparations? Don't explain the plan to me. Just put it into action so I can see. If you've read the book, take the beginning of part 6. As part of their plan, Paul and Claire cause a scene by pretending to argue about her sneaking into Eleanor's room, which is against the rules. The way the book does it, the three of them talk about the plan. Claire and Eleanor sleep together, another out of place smut scene, and then Paul comes in, and there goes the loud argument that attracts guards and the queen herself. The way I would have done this is skip directly to said argument. Don't tell me it's rehearsed. Don't tell me about any plans. Just show them yelling at each other just like that, out of nowhere. Cheap trick? Obvious misdirect? Maybe. But that at least would have had a chance to make me surprised, perhaps even worried about Eleanor and Claire, until you go, psych, tricked ya. This was all part of a big master plan. Spelling out the whole thing to me kinda ruins it. We reach the last pages. Eleanor pricks her dad with a sneaky pin and poisons him. Finally! This is all I've been waiting for. Good job and good riddance. The queen finally gets the document she's been chasing this whole time. It's proof that Eleanor inherits everything? Guess what she does with this information? She throws it into the fire. I am willing to give up her heritage to buy her a better life. Ma'am, I don't think that's your decision to make. Robin concludes with, when all this is said and done, you and I will either be lauded as heroes or just two more nameless ghosts in a sea of long forgotten dead. The end. I hope I didn't lose you along the way, cause I think I lost myself. Listen, I know this was a mean review. Author, I know you're watching. I am so sorry. I am not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but I have got to be honest in these reviews. Otherwise, what good would they be? I've been talking a lot about the negatives. Exposition through dialogue, info dumps, overall the book trying to achieve way too much all at once. But let's not ignore the positives. Representation. I've never seen a princess with such health issues, let alone a fantasy hero and protagonist like this. There's diversity among the characters, and Eleanor's and Claire's relationship plays out naturally, never feels forced. It's all very refreshing. The extended world building is incredible. I'm always so impressed by this because I don't have nearly as much imagination. The magic is also quite creative. I just wish I could understand it better. So yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is this book isn't bad, it's just not my cup of tea. Now if it were straight up coffee, I'm gonna leave you here, Gonchos, not forever. I'll be back, unfortunately for you guys. That being said, subscribble for more misfortune. I'm a few steps away from conquering the world, and that would help immensely with my plans. See ya!